All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 1 basic character tutorial. I've already done one for Reptile and Scorpion. If you guys missed those, make sure you guys check them out if you want to learn the basics of those characters. But here we are with the highly requested Havik. Havik has been a real surprise to me in Mortal Kombat 1 because as far as his movement and just the way he feels really slow, but surprisingly, he is a ton of fun. So I'm here to teach you guys some of the basics of Havik. So the cameo that I'm going to be using today is Sub-Zero because Sub-Zero allows him to get in right here. If somebody's trying to zone you out with projectiles, it allows you to avoid projectiles. Also, he has the freeze move, which allows you to get a free arm rip launcher. So Sub-Zero is the one that I'm going to be using today. But leave a like on the video if you enjoy these basic character tutorials. So let's get started here with some of the basic combo strings, basic normals for Havik. Let me see, what's the frame data? 7 frames compared to 10 frames. So obviously, whenever you punish your opponent, you're going to want to use your fastest attack. I like 1-1 because it does end in an overhead. You could hit confirm it into the heart move. Is this a heart? Hold on. It is a heart, right? It comes from the middle of your chest. The heart move right here, which then you could go into specials and then do whatever you want from that. So obviously, stand 1-1 is going to be your best punish. I like, doing this to end my block strings because I don't think there's a way that you could interrupt it. I'm not sure. You might be able to interrupt it. You might not. I know for a fact this one you could interrupt for sure, like the second attack, because it's a lot slower. But Havik does have a bunch of overhead ending strings or overheads in the middle of his strings. But 1-1 is going to be your best punish. I usually like attacking with this because some people don't know that the second attack is an overhead, even though this is a high. But you're going to want to be using 1-1-2 on block, 2-2 on block. Obviously, if you get a chance, you could do 2-2 launcher and then go into whatever you want. But his best combo string is definitely back 2. A lot of times I find myself doing a little backdash into a back 2. For example, a little poke war right here. Reptile has T-Rex arms. If I want to poke him and then he tries to counter poke me, maybe poke him with this, he tries to counter poke me, I do a little backdash and then back 2. That's a really good strategy for Reiko because a lot of characters are not going to have the best range in the world, and his backdash isn't bad at all. And of course, you could cancel the backdash at any point. So this is a good strategy with Havik to catch your opponent because this, pretty much you could combo into it whenever you want. This is gonna work no matter what. So stuff like that. That's gonna be a basic bread and butter combo. That's meterless right there. You just spend a Sub-Zero cameo, meterless 34%, pretty good. So this right here is going to be your best bread and butter string because it's actually a grab at the end. So let me set Reptile to block all. So if he's stand blocking, this throw will actually hit him, which is really good. If you're using a cameo like Darius, you could actually freeze the opponent. Like you could hit him with the Darius assist. The opponent will get hit, and then you could go for an arm rip or whatever else you want. So depending on what cameo you're using, you're going to be able to get a free launcher from this. If you're using Cyrax, for example, you're going to be able to get a free launcher from that. It just depends on who you want to use as a cameo fighter. That's where it's up to you to learn what you want to, accomplish with Havik. But this right here is a really nice mix-up, especially at a more basic level because he does have this low ending combo string right here. It goes mid into low, and of course, if they're crouch blocking, then they're gonna block it. But if they're most of the time, the opponent is either gonna block the low, or they're gonna get hit by the overhead. So or by the grab at the end of this. So it's a nice little mix-up that you could throw in there. Occasionally if you want to, if they're trying to press buttons or something, you could throw in the Sub-Zero assist, or you could throw in the shoulder charge. That one is completely safe for Sub-Zero. The other one is not. Obviously, it's a launcher, but this one, All right, this one is. The shoulder tackle is safe, but this one is not. Obviously, the launchers are unsafe. But this right here, you know, throw it out there. If your opponent doesn't know how to play versus Havik, they're going to get hit by it a lot. And then they're going to try to crouch it without blocking to avoid the grab. And they're going to get hit by the slow. It's going to frustrate them. It's going to make them jump. You anti-air their asses with down 2. Rip your arm off. It grows back. Havik is pretty cool. So those are pretty much the only combo strings that I use. He has this low right here, which is actually really good. It goes into a low. Low, is it safe on block? I really haven't paid attention too much to frame data. But yeah, this is completely safe. It's only -5 on block, meaning that you're going to be safe from any attacks. You're going to be able to block any attacks after you do this. But this is really good because Havik doesn't have too many ways to open you up. Because he doesn't have like an overhead starter. He has overheads in between his combo strings, but he doesn't have an overhead starter for you to open people up with. But if you're at this range, or I guess if you're at this range, no, not even that range. You have to be really close to actually combo into the heart. But, you know, from this range, you're going to be able to get a nice little, what is that, 116 damage off of 2 lows if you're at range. But of course, you know, you're at back 2 range all day long. You're at back 2 range all day long. So you could just use back 2. Or you could throw this in. He also has a really good sweep. Like, he dislocates his leg. Oh my god, this character is so unique. That's why I think a lot of people have loved watching my Havik videos, because he's so like crazy looking and he's so unique compared to most characters in this game. But this sweep is really good. He also has a stand 3 that you could combo into things. You could combo that stand 3 into the his death roll. That's what I'm just gonna call it, or his Havik roll, his ramble roll. But those are pretty much the general attacks that you're gonna want to use with him. Sweep, forward 4-3, stand 2. I don't really use this move too much, even though I think it might be plus on block. Yeah, it's +6 on block. So if you actually hit somebody with this on block, you get a free poke after that, no matter what. They can't do anything about it unless they armor reversal you. You're gonna get a free poke after that. You could even go like this and then try to sneak into back 2, even though back 2 is like 19, 18 frames. But other than the back 2, the only unfortunate thing, Havik doesn't really have a good mid other than his back 2. And you're not going to want to throw the back 2 out from here. You're going to want to throw it out from range, you know? Like, look at the range on this thing. It has a lot of range, and it goes really far with the second hit, so you're going to be able to hit him from that all day. But other than that, he doesn't really have a good mid to compete up close with the opponent. You're going to want to down 1 a lot, grab a lot. I mean, that's Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 1, there's a lot of strike throws similar to MK11. So it's just something that you're going to have to get used to. Let's go on to his special moves. Obviously, he has his heart attack right here. If you meter burn it, you get it surrounds the opponent. I haven't really found a good use for it just yet, but one good thing that if you're using Jax and you're using his Unblockable, it just came to my head. Obviously, you know, you could set this up. It goes around your opponent. It hits them while the Jax Unblockable is like about to hit. Then you could probably get some sort of free launcher with him, or like jump 3 into the roll. Something like that is a way you could use. You guys know I've been using Jax a lot with Havik in my videos. He also has, let me see. Obviously, he has his helping hand move right here, which is the slowest move in the world. I think it's 60 frames. It takes a whole second. Yep, 60 frames. It takes a whole second for this move to start up. But if you hit your opponent with it, you could launch him up in the air, get a free combo, get a free air juggle. It's pretty good. You don't need to do an air juggle either. You could go for his forward 1. Oh, I did forget to mention his forward 1. It's another high attack, but it does lead into another overhead ender. But this is something that you could use to sort of soften your combos. Or at least a forward 1 you could use to like soften your combos right here. Instead of using like, you know, some characters after a launcher, like Reptile, for example, I was doing this and then doing a move afterwards. For Havik, you could use this forward 1. It's pretty good forward advancing high attack, and then go into his forward 1 too. I found that's very useful whenever you launch your opponent in that way. But this move right here, if you meter burn it, it does a ton of damage. So if you meter burn and your opponent doesn't do anything, you could actually crumple your opponent. Could you get 2 of these? No, I don't think so. It's too slow. But if your opponent doesn't hit you and they get hit, you're actually going to be crumpling your opponent. You're going to be crumpling your opponent if you hit him with that meter burn attack. Most of the time, that's not going to happen because it's so slow. But Havik's armor attack right here has, I think it has like 5 hits of armor maybe? And I think for every hit of armor you absorb, he does more damage. So I don't know how much damage he's doing here. That did 220 damage. So now let's have him not do anything. Well, I guess he's gonna get hit. Maybe let's have him do like 1 down 2 or something like that. All right. Oh no, it does the same amount of damage no matter what. I thought that it did more damage the more hits you absorb with your armor, but no, it does 222 damage no matter what if your opponent gets hit by it while you get hit. So that's a really, really strong reversal. If your opponent is just mindlessly attacking you without thought, like for example, I've been fighting a lot of Johnny Cages. They go in without a care in the world. They start their combo strings that last forever. And then I hit them with this. That's 222 or 220 damage as a reversal. So that is really good right there. Then he has Bloodbath, which is his roll. This is pretty much the bread and butter that you're going to want with Havik. I'm going to talk about that in a bit. The other move that he has is this right here. This is a sort of like, what is it? You call it his mid-projectile, where he sends out his heart, or I guess, yeah, his heart goes from the top of his head, and it bounces up. It's really hard to avoid. It's hard to slide under it. It's hard to jump over it, so a lot of times I have to eat it. If you involve the Jax assist, the Jax cameo Unblockable, you could send this out. You know, you could jump in the air. You could do whatever. I found that to be pretty cheap because either the opponent gets hit by the Unblockable or they get hit by the heart. Is there any other move that I'm forgetting before? Oh, and then this right here, Twisted Torso. This is just your combo ender. Whenever you get some sort of launcher with this, you could do 2-1-2 into the Twisted Torso, and that does some like pretty good damage. It's just a combo ending move. Does it have armor? I don't think it does, right? No, it doesn't have armor. So that's just gonna be your typical combo ender right there. Obviously, with some combo strings, it's not really gonna work, but that's gonna be your combo ender. For example, like the combo that I showed you, launch the opponent up in the air. Sub-Zero cameo. So you do this, and then after that, you go into your torso because you're not going to have enough time to do anything else into the torso because it's so slow. But that's meterless 34%. That's really good. But the bread and butter with Havik, you want to get your opponent with the meter burn roll because the meter burn roll causes this crazy interaction right here where Havik attaches a part of himself to the opponent, and if you press back forward 2, if you press the death roll again, it'll become unblockable. The opponent will crack their head, and it doesn't matter where they're at on screen, and you get a free combo. Keep in mind the combo is going to get scaled, meaning the damage is going to be lower than a normal combo that you would do with the same amount of hits because it's an unblockable. So it doesn't really matter if they're in the air, if they're on the ground. If I do this, I'm going to have them jump. It doesn't matter where they are in the air. If they get hit by it, by the way, his forward dash is kind of ass. But if they get hit by it, it's going to send them back down. And it's going to give you full gravity too. So you'll be able to do your normal basic bread and butter combo that you want. So a full, like, I guess, situation would look something like this. And then you could do anything from it. You could do like a down 4 just in case your opponent tries to do something. So that's what like a full Havik combo into death roll setup looks like. And it does about 50%. It's 2 bars of meter. And in my opinion, it's the reason that you want to use meter with Havik, because it's totally worth it. That's 50% for 2 bars. That's what a lot of characters are going to be doing, 45% with 2 bars. Some characters are going to be doing 50% with 2 bars. But it's literally the whole game plan, in my opinion, with Havik to do this to your opponent, because even if like they try to wake up because they're scared they're going to get hit by the unblockable, you could call them out on it. So let me see. Let me set get up mode, get up attack on. Is this a normal death roll? All right, let's just say that that's meter burn, right? I'm just going to do this one. Or let's just do this. Let's just say it's a meter burn attack. You go in, boom, you call it out, and you could do whatever you want. Like, I was just going to do, here, I'll just do what I would do. So this happened to me a lot when I was playing Havik. I just do that, neck crack. So that is, you know, a good amount of damage. You get the full damage from the combo string. Whatever combo you would use, you would combo into it. Into the setup, which is going to do another 250 damage. So that's like 55% damage, depending on what combo and what way you're going to be using it. I think that's the whole game plan for Havik. I know it's expensive. I know it costs 2 bars a meter. But this is what you want to do with him, because that's where you're going to get your damage. You could even start your combo here with this. That's going to do a little bit less damage, you know, but boom, boom, boom. And then you could go for the roll again, you know, whatever combo or whatever ender you prefer. If you prefer this one or if you prefer the roll, do whatever you guys want. You could hit confirm. That's why I like using Sub-Zero, because you have the option to go with this. I like using him in this situation, because then I could get extra damage, as you guys see. Look at that. That's so sick, right? That is a 60% reset if they get hit. Obviously, you know, they got hit by my back too, so most of the time that's not going to happen. But if they don't get hit, it's literally this around the same damage. It's going to be about a 55% reset if you hit them with the unblockable. But in my opinion, this is like your whole game plan with Havik. He has a nice mid that he could catch you from afar. He has a nice little mix right here with the command grab or with the grab and the low. But your whole game plan is going to be to set up the unblockable. That's just my opinion. I think that's where he's going to shine. So that combo that I'm doing, make sure that you use a close roll whenever you do things, because for the first like 3 days of the game being out, I didn't even know. I was doing the fall roll or the normal roll. I didn't even know that you could do the close roll. So yeah, you could actually do a close roll with Havik, and it makes his combos a lot easier. So you do the close roll right there. Boom. Same thing. That does 274. How much does this do? $273. So yeah, you could actually keep it simple and just do this again. Instead of doing forward 1, forward 1, 2 again, you could just do this if you want. It does a tiny bit more damage, but in my opinion, this is Havik's main game plan that you want to do. And then you could go into whatever you want. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be my basic tutorial for Havik, showing you guys some combos. Let me see. I always try to end it off with a Fatal Blow combo, at least if I know some of these characters. All right, let me see. I think that should work. There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching today's Havik tutorial, and I'll see you guys next time.